John Key comments, "Abolish Maori seats. Doesn't time fly?" Some comments and facts from the recent past. The National Party campaigned successfully in the 2008 general election on a policy of abolishing the Maori parliamentary seats. National's policy is to begin the process to abolish the Maori seats once Treaty of Waitangi settlements are completed in 2014. The Maori Party's policy is to entrench the entitlement to the seats and legislation, which means a 75% majority or a referendum would be needed to change them. National aims to settle all historic treaty claims by 2014, and then, says leader John Key, begin a constitutional process to abolish the Maori seats. National wishes to see all New Zealanders on the same electoral roll. Most readers seem to agree with John Key, according to a reader panel poll published. A Royal Commission recommended in 1986 that race-based seats should go when MMP was introduced. It didn't happen, because the government at the time accepted the Maori view it would be fairer to defer the decision to see if MMP produced the results envisioned. Parliament had just 4 Maori seats for almost 130 years until 1993, and inexorably there will be more under the formula built into our MMP law. Proportionality based on race, therefore, overrides proportionality based on ideas, doctrines or a host of other factors, because the number of general MPs shrinks with the addition of each Maori seat. We are all entitled to have a say in what happens to the Maori seats. National Party leader John Key says National remains committed to abolishing the Maori seats once the historical treaty process has been concluded. Shortly after I became leader, I made it clear that our policy on the seats would be linked to the durable conclusion of historic treaty claims. National's policy at the 2005 election was to have all claims lodged by 2006, and settled fully and finally by 2010. As a result of the poor progress being made by the current government, the National Party, at its 3-day caucus in February 2007, announced its policy on the Maori seats, saying the move to abolish them would be tied to the conclusion of historic settlements, expected to be achieved by 2014. Our goal is to settle all historic treaty claims by 2014. This will be reflected in our formal policy when it is released in due course. National remains committed to accelerating and settling historic treaty claims. The ACT Party wants to abolish the Maori seats, and lower the number of MPs wholesale. Seymour thinks most Maori understand it's wrong to have separate seats that treat people differently based on race, and they're probably the ones voting for the other 20 Maori MPs who got elected without Maori seats. Dr. Don Brash's lobby group has called for a referendum on Maori seats. They say the seats are past their use-by date, a position that is widely accepted by the general public. Former Prime Minister of New Zealand John Key comments on MMP and Maori electoral seats.
There's also a bit of a focus by some of the smaller parties on the Maori seats as well, which is actually National Party policy, isn't it, to get rid of them?
As you say, it's been long-standing National Party policy. Yeah, a lot of people say they don't like it and they were there for a particular reason.
Is there a point at which you say, this is just contaminating our brand too much and we should euthanise them?
They will run their course over time, I suspect. One day WhangareiTim will say, actually this isn't delivering that much for us and we would prefer, and MMP gives us that representation. The truth is, MMP is a system designed to form coalition agreements.
Today, August 2024. It's not only time to abolish racist Maori electoral seats, it's also time to get rid of racist Maori council wards, and the racist Waitangi tribunal. Look at the childish antics and never-ending threats in Parliament from the Tea Party Maori Party, and tell me, racist Maori electoral seats shouldn't be abolished, right now. Thank you for listening. Geraint, on behalf of WhangareiTim.